Throughout history, there have been soldiers who got shot, stabbed, blown up and run over and just kept going. These aren't myths. These aren't legends. These are documented, real human beings who apparently never got the memo that they were supposed to die. So today, we're unlocking the vault on warriors who were basically unkillable. Rasputin, Russia, 1916. We're starting off with the most famous one because honestly, it sets the bar perfectly. Rasputin was a Russian mystic who had somehow wormed his way into the inner circle of the Russian royal family, and a group of Russian noblemen decided he needed to go. So they invited him to a dinner, which is already suspicious, and fed him cakes and wine laced with enough cyanide to kill several men. Rasputin ate the cakes, drank the wine, and then asked for more. The conspirators panicked and shot him. He fell down. They went to check on him, and he grabbed one of them by the throat and tried to escape into the courtyard. So they shot him again, 3 more times. He was still moving. They then beat him, tied him up, and threw him into a frozen river. The official cause of death was drowning. The men survived poisoning, 4 bullets, and a beating before a frozen river finally finished the job. Absolute unit. Shaka Zulu's warriors, South Africa, early 1800s. Shaka Zulu was the founder of the Zulu Empire, and the man was absolutely obsessed with creating the perfect warrior. His soldiers trained barefooted on thorny ground until their feet were basically leather. They ran up to 50 miles a day in full gear, no shoes, just pure suffering until suffering became normal. In battle, his warriors used a formation called the bull horn, which essentially surrounded enemies completely and then closed in. European forces with guns repeatedly underestimated Zulu's warriors and repeatedly paid for it. These men were so conditioned to pain and endurance that stories of individual warriors taking multiple gunshot wounds and continuing to fight were documented by the British soldiers who faced them. The Battle of Isandlwana in 1879 saw roughly 20,000 Zulu warriors defeat a well-armed British force, and it remains one of the most shocking military upsets in colonial history. Lyudmila Pavlichenko, Soviet Union, World War II. Switching gears completely. Pavlichenko was a 25-year-old student when Germany invaded the Soviet Union. She volunteered immediately and told the recruiters she wanted to be a sniper. They handed her a rifle to see if she could shoot. She could shoot. Over the next year, she recorded 309 confirmed kills, making her the most successful female sniper in history. She was wounded 4 times by shrapnel and explosions, and each time she recovered and went straight back into the front. The Germans hated her so much they sent a specific radio broadcast trying to intimidate her personally, offering her chocolates, a German uniform, and a rank of officer if she surrendered. She did not surrender. She was eventually pulled from combat not because she was wounded or broken, but because the Soviet government decided she was too valuable to risk losing and sent her to a diplomatic tour instead. She went to the United States where a reporter asked her if she was bothered wearing a uniform that hid her femininity. She looked at them and said there's no room for fear or hesitation on the battlefield. Moving on. Fridtjof Nansen, Norway, 1888. This one is a little different because his enemy wasn't soldiers, it was nature itself. And nature lost. Nansen decided in 1888 that he was going to cross Greenland on skis. Nobody had done it. Nobody had even seriously tried. He and 5 companions crossed 400 miles of frozen Arctic wilderness with temperatures dropping to -45°C. They ran out of food. Their equipment failed. Storms hit them constantly. Nansen's response to all of this was essentially to keep going. He later went on attempting reaching the North Pole. He got further north than any human in history at that point. He got trapped in the ice for over a year, walked 400 miles across sea ice to reach land, and he survived. He was not a soldier. He was a scientist. He just happened to be built differently. Simo Häyhä, Finland, Winter War, 1939. We saved the best for last. Simo Häyhä was a Finnish farmer who became the most deadly sniper in recorded military history. When the Soviet Union invaded Finland in 1939, Simo grabbed his rifle and went to work. In roughly 100 days of combat in temperatures as low as -40, he recorded over 500 confirmed kills. The Soviets tried counter-snipers. Didn't work. They tried artillery strikes on his positions. Didn't work. He kept moving, kept shooting, kept disappearing into the snow. He wore all white. He packed snow in his mouth. so his breathing wouldn't create a visible steam in the cold air. The man was a ghost. Eventually, they hit him with an exploding bullet that took off a large part of his jaw. He was found unconscious. He woke up from his coma on the day the war ended. When asked later in life how he became such a great shot, he said practice. That's it, just practice. History keeps throwing up these people who simply refuse to go down, and honestly, it makes you wonder what the rest of us are doing with our lives. If Simo Häyhä can survive an exploding bullet to the face and wake up to see victory, the least we can do is get out of bed in the morning. If you want more stories like these, drop a like and subscribe to the Lore Vault, because we unlock a new story every single week. See you in the next one.